I was on my way to think that I should do a resume and put together all, if I can remember, all important things that happened to me from year 2000 to until today. And it's August 20, 2023, and I was out driving out on my scooter because it was a beautiful day, and then I had my surf plate. I needed to research it because it was low in the battery. So I was thinking I drive out for a little while until it's done with the surf plate. So I drove out and passed by where there were many people that laughing and was screaming, and it was down in a valley, and not a big valley, but a valley. So it was not a real street there, but I was curious if it should be a little more warm because it was cold wind, but sunshine. And it was no cold wind there. It was in the valley. And I sit there, and it was this people from, I assume it was Pakistan, and they were playing cricket. It's a sport that I don't know, and we in Sweden we don't play so much cricket. It's an hidden sport for us here in Sweden. So I sit there, and I did a video live broadcasting on Facebook when I sit there, and then I stop, and then I was thinking I should move me a little because I was sitting in the sunshine, and I have to be careful as I have infection in my body, and it's trigger if I sit too much in the sun. So I turned around, and I was sitting at the sofa, a bench first, and then I go to my scooter, sit on my scooter, turned away from the sun, and there come a man. It's not so many people walking there where I sit, but there come a man slowly, and I don't know what I was saying to him. It was something in Swedish I say to him, and then he answered me in English, and so I started to talk English to him instead of Swedish. And it was a dark man, not in the skin, but the hair and the style. And he didn't look like coming from Pakistan. But I asked him about the game, and he said that he was from Afghanistan, and he explained for me how it was with cricket. I didn't understand at all, and he said that they are playing. England, they play much cricket, and then also like where he coming from Afghanistan, in the Middle East, they playing. And we don't know anything here in Sweden about it. Maybe some do it, that is Swedish. So he sat down and he started to talk about the game. And then suddenly he started to talk about religion. That he say he was very deep thinker. He was saying this, and I had not told him anything about my belief, and it's not a belief I have. I know God exists. It's not belief. People say, be surprised when I say I don't believe in God. But you need to believe in God, they say. But I say that I know God exists. I don't believe. That to believe is to not really be sure that he exists or get the evidence of that he exists. And so we started to talk about religion first, but I say that I didn't believe. And then we talked to each other about God, and he told me that he had coming with a boat. He had been on three boats before he come to not to Sweden but to Europe, and he say that it was very, very hot, and it was much sun on them in the boat, and he said, and I say that to him that it is not an accident that you are coming here. I say to him, you could have been killed on those boats in many ways, and but that was not in the plan they had for you. The people in afterlife, the plan was that you should reach here, and he said he was lonely and he had no wife, and he said to me that the age was not an issue for him, and he was talking a little about it, about to be single, and I told him that I was single also, and I didn't have anything, and then I can't. I forget everything I talking to people about, and that was what I telling people when I meet people. I said, and they say to me that don't tell other people about what I have said. I say that my brain is not working in that way. I forget most everything I talk to a person about, or what the person is saying to me. And so it's okay to talk to me. And that I think it's a reason why I have that kind of brain, that I forget what people are telling me. And I can tell what people have told me if it be like a secret thing because they have passed away, or I have not told you. I have not told you what their name are, and like my name, it's only me that have that sure name, and not other people. So you can't find my brother and sister by the sure name because they have other sure names. And so I don't talk like that. Some people, very often is it that people are saying their names of people that you're talking about. But I don't do it. So it's safe to be to talk to me, and I have told you about that you can write me. You have my address, email address, so you can write me and ask questions, or if you want to talk about something. So when this man and I sit and talking, I got a visit of a spirit, and I told him that I feel a spirit is on me and want to say to you something. I say to him, and I felt it very strongly. And then it was talking about healing, and that I have done some healings in my life, and he say, actually, say this man, actually I am a depressed person. I have much depression, and I say to him that is the connection. That is what the spirit want to do something with you, and I am a healer. So if you have some issues with your inside your body, I can help you, I say to him. So he said he was depressed. So I took his hand, and it was more, I think I took. Took my both hands on him, on his arm, and first, before I touch him, I talk to God or those in afterlife. That I say to people that to not lay hand on people that have mental issues, but the spirit was saying to me that he had more like temporary issues, mental issues, because he's lonely. And so I lay hand on him, on his arm only, and there was like a cloud. I saw a cloud. It was like misty. It was round, like a top of a mountain. It was a cloud, and I told him that there is a cloud, and it seems like they want to come to talk to you, but they don't come and talk to you when we sit here. It will be when you are by yourself, and they will talk to you and he be scared because he was raised Muslim. So he said that, oh, I'm frightened about ghosts, he said. I say to him that this is not an evil ghost. There is kindly, loving ghost that you call ghost that is coming to us. And you are praying 5 times a day. So before you go to sleep, you pray that nothing is coming from the dark side, that everything is coming from the light. I say to him that, so you defend yourself to get something evil on you. That you have to separate the darkness from the light. And so he listened, and he was interested on me. And I say it's maybe not being he and me, but I am open that it can happen in that way, that God is sending me a man to be by my side. And this man was very deep, but as so many, it's like a wall they are behind the wall, because he's raised as a Muslim, so he have only believe in what the books are saying and not what is saying today. The prophet Muhammad, he died in 1600 in that time. So that is 1,800, almost 8,700 years since he lived. And why should not God have done anything more in those 1,800 years? And it can be some kind of true that Muhammad say, I am the last prophet. And then I know this with the Mormon church, that they have a prophet, but that is a prophet, they choose men. God is not choosing. Men are choosing the one that is the oldest living. The oldest LDS member is and a male, of course, a man. The oldest living there, he is the prophet. So that is not a real prophet, but it is a prophet decided of men. So Muhammad, he also picked himself as the last prophet. And I can accept it, because when they talking about prophet, they talking about men. So they have not told us that they are the last female prophet. So there is still an opening to be a prophet, but a woman. And that, now when I talk about that, it can mean that can be a meaning why I come back in this life. Those 6 times before I have been a man. But now the 7th time I am a woman. And I ask, why did they send me as a woman? And it can be this simple answer that they talking about prophet that is men, but they're not talking about prophets that is female. So if they say that they are the last prophet, and then they have closed the door to every other that hear from God could speak, then is it the open door because I'm a female prophet? So that have they not say. They have not told you that I am the last female prophet. They have not said that. And this episode will be long enough to could close it without talking about. I have done a list to remember to say about my journey, my walk under God since 2000 to today. And when I hold this man arm, and I feel so very much. I don't want to talk about this conclusion about my years under God, that I have to recording when I feel it's time to recording that, because this man have placed something in me, and I hope that those in afterlife place something in him also, that we have the same feeling now, because I feel like it is he and me, like I have not done it before. I have not felt it like that. This man I met in Israel, that was only to relax, to at least feel how to have a boyfriend. But I didn't felt anything for that man in Israel. But this man is something. It was something special. When I hold him and let the afterlife work inside him, something happened. And I know when he left, because because there was a man coming to him and wanted him to come with him, so he had to end our talking. But he talked like there is a special. I think I'm not the only one that have heard this. A man or a woman that is in love, because he was talking to me like he was in love with me. It's not a fantasy. I heard it. They go down low in the voice. I don't think they noticed, and I maybe am talking like that also when I fall in love without knowing it. But it's going down in the voice. so it's not so high up in the voice, it's going down like the heart is speaking. It's very strange, but I hope some of you have heard this kind of voice coming. It's be so much feelings, so they go down in their voice and be darker, more soft, darker voice. I don't know how to explain it. But you that have heard this kind of special time, I have heard it sometimes in my life. Maybe 2-3 times. Or was it to other people, between two people? Something like that. It's not a fantasy. He said that, and this time I didn't ask for his telephone number. The other I met last week, he had a woman in his life, and I wanted to have his telephone number so I should give him some of my belongings that I don't want to have anymore, and he was selling old things. And I say, you can come home to me and get some of these old belongings that I don't need to have anymore, because no one is going to keep it. So I take it to the trash, or else you can get it for free, I say to him. So that was a business thing. But this man was by himself and lonely, and that depression he had was maybe I was the answer of his depression. So we didn't give each other telephone number, or I was thinking I should ask his name, but I was thinking I should not ask him for his name, because if God now you listen, you that are waiting for a partner, someone in your life, that if God want it to happen, you will meet this person more than one time. You will come, suddenly is he or she there. When you are on your way outside, of course, you can't. It's harder when you are inside your home the whole time, that someone going to want to talk to you and you to meet again, if you not have given the telephone number. So if he is interested of me, then he will be around. He is in my. He live in my area, and I know how to reach him in that way, that I check out this cricket game again next time. So he will come there and talk to me again. So it's if it's from heaven sent. Is it you say it very often, but you don't understand how it works, because whatever you have done, if you have not say anything to each other to meet, you will meet him or her in God's special way. If He wants you to be together, it doesn't matter where you are going, because God can place that person on your way in that time when you are walking there, so you meet each other again. So that's His promise. If you really let God take over your life, that you let afterlife tell you to walk in that special way, like they did today to me, that why should I drive down to the cricket game? It have been cricket game many times before, but today I felt like I drive down there and see if it's a warmer place to be there, so the wind doesn't catch me. So I drive down there, and then suddenly He come just in my way. And just before I start to drive away, He come there. So it can happen for you also. And that is maybe the one. I don't know. But I feel Him inside me, in my heart. And I hope it's connection between us in this, to feel in the heart, that He also feel in His heart. That was a heaven matchmaking between us. It was not about what age we are in, or it was about heaven. It doesn't matter then. I can say it because I'm older than he was, maybe 35, like that. I don't know. It's very hard to know when they are from the Middle East. They can look very old, and then they are young. So I don't know. I didn't ask him. He said it have nothing with age to do. He said to me that we met. So he is in the same thinking that about age. If you have a common very big interest, then it can be in any age. And someone is saying, if you're most interested of sex, he's saying that in like a joke, but it's serious. It can be as well there, because you don't know. My mother died when she was 80, and she was together with a man. She was engaged when she was 75, like that, and had the sexuality and so it had nothing with age to do either. It have nothing with age to do, because some people, they are young and they are not interested. There is young people that is not interested. So it doesn't matter about the age in anything. So your joke was not a joke. It was serious answer you. So don't think that older woman that flirt with you is nothing to have because her age, that you want a young, fresh girl in your life. That that the older woman can be much more interesting person than what a young girl or a boy are. You don't know because you have not wanted to know. So be curious and see what you find under the wrinkle thing, the shrinking body parts and shrinking skin, bad skin and grey hair and these things. You can find a pearl under there. I feel him so very much, this man. So I am going to bed and lay down and only place it inside me what have happened. So I recording these other things next time. If I don't have anything to say, then I do this, or maybe I do it later today, because I thinking they gonna disturb me in the night, so I need to recording it later today. So thank you for listening. It's a wonderful feeling inside me.